Welcome back everyone to Catherine's Plates, where it's always simply delicious. I'm ready for dinner time and I have everything ready to show you how to make skinny chicken spaghetti. Now this is the start of my segment that's called Making Dishes Skinny. It comes out once a week. I take a dish that's full of flavor, full of everything that's not good for us, and I'm going to try to turn it into something a little less than that. So I'm going to skinny up some dishes that I've made before. So I love chicken spaghetti. Everybody in my house does. So I'm going to take this, but I'm going to promise you some delicious flavor going into it as we take some other things out. If y'all are ready, let's go ahead and get started. The ingredients are really simple. You're going to need just some regular spaghetti, or you can even use angel hair pasta for that. We've got two different types of cheese. I'm using a sharp cheddar cheese and a pepper jack cheese. I'm going to be adding some vegetables to this, and it's just some green peppers, a red onion, or you can just switch the colors up. We're going to be using some salsa verde. Salsa verde is just a green tomato called a tomatillo, and it's generally blended with onions, garlic, some chili flavor, and it's roasted together. It gives it a beautiful flavor. Now, if you don't want to use the green salsa verde, then you can also use the red salsa if you like that. I'm going to be using some boneless, skinless chicken tenders that I'm going to chop up into bite-sized pieces, or you can even just take some regular chicken breast that's skinless, boneless, and do the same thing. We're going to season it with some salt, pepper, got some onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. And then to kind of give it that creaminess, I've got some half and half, and that will blend well with the cheeses and the seasonings. Now, instead of putting butter into this dish, I'm just going to use some cooking oil. This is just an avocado oil, and it's nice, and it's a clean oil, nice and healthy for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. On the back burner, I've placed a large pot of water, and I've brought it to a boil. We're going to season the water with about 1 tablespoon of salt. This will flavor the spaghetti. I've got a pack of just regular spaghetti. It's about 16 ounces. I'm going to go ahead and place that into my boiling water. We're going to cook this per the directions on the back of the package, and then we're going to drain the spaghetti and set it aside. I like to coat the spaghetti once it's cooked and drained with just a little bit of oil. Coat it really good and then set it aside. That way it doesn't tend to stick before you're ready to use it. I've got about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenders. I'm just going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. And then while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner onto a medium-high heat. Place a large skillet. I'm going to add a little bit of cooking oil, about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Start heating that up. There we go. Bite-sized pieces. If you're using regular, just large chicken breasts that's boneless and skinless, then you can just slice them in half lengthwise and then chop those up into bite-sized pieces. What we're looking to do is just brown the chicken, not cook it through, because it'll cook through at the end. Go ahead and add it. I'm going to go ahead and season the chicken with some salt. We'll flavor every layer and some black pepper. All right, we're going to cook the chicken until it's nice and browned on one side, and then we're going to flip it over. It should take about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Okay, the chicken is almost browned up. What we're going to do is just take a green bell pepper and get that ready to go. I'm going to cut them in nice chunks here. We're going to cook them down. And since they cook the longest, I'm going to go ahead and have this ready. I'm going to take my chicken out of the pan and put it into a bowl so we can set that aside. Now, if you don't want to make this skinny, you can certainly cook your chicken in butter and your peppers and onions in the butter. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of extra oil in the bottom. Add my diced bell pepper. We're just looking to saute that down. I'm going to go ahead and take my red onion. Now, if you want to use a yellow onion, you can do that also. I just like to add color to the dish. Now, my spaghetti is already cooked. I drained it. I'm going to put it back in the pot and just added a little bit of oil to it to coat the spaghetti while we're waiting for everything else. Right, I'm just going to cut my pepper into pieces here, as small as you want it. All right, I'm going to bring my salt and pepper back over. Season just a little bit, give it some flavor. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and add the salsa verde. There's about half a cup left in this jar. And about a 1/4 cup of water. I just added it to the jar to get all that rest of that flavor out. Combine this. And what we need to do is flavor now. I'm going to put in about 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder. There we go, right there. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now this is a smoky paprika. Let's see. Yep. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Oh, I think I got a little bit of salt in there. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, we're going to blend this all together. We're going to go ahead now and add our chicken back in. We're going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes until the chicken is cooked through and nice and tender. In the meantime, we're going to get our cheeses ready. 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, and I got 1/2 cup of pepper jack cheese. Now, if you want to use a milder cheese, you can use the Monterey Jack cheese, or you can use a Swiss cheese. There we go. I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of chicken broth and heat that through. That looks really good. Okay, let's go ahead and add our cheese, about 1 cup. All right, we're going to mix this all together until the cheese melts. All right, I'm going to bring my spaghetti that's cooked. Now add as much as you want. You can go from 12 ounces of spaghetti to the 16 ounces for this recipe here. Oh yeah, nice and cheesy. That right there. That should be about 12 ounces right here. We're just going to stir this all together while the heat is still on. Looks good, you guys. Look at that. Oh, I love those red onions in there. If you want to do different colored bell peppers to make it really nice, here's a whole nother flavor profile for you. We're not having to bake this in the oven at all. We're not going to. This is it right here. Turn off your burner. There you go, you guys. Let me put this on a plate and give it a try for you. Here's my bite. That is delicious. Try this chicken. Cooked through, very tender. All those delicious flavors running through it. And that spaghetti has a nice creamy texture to it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love those red onions in here. It just gives it such a nice little crunch with those bell peppers in there. Change the colors up on this. Move this out of the way. Okay, y'all let me know what you think of my skinny version of chicken spaghetti. Give me a thumbs up on this one. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. I will see you on my next episode.